Alexis P is what I see.
It's me.
How are you?
Hello. I'm good. Thank you so much for doing these. I'm so excited.
Oh, no problem.
So like you said at the beginning, a lot of your stuff is probably gonna be answered to the other ones, and Marina and I very similar, so that was kind of cool to hear. I felt like you were talking to me as well. But I guess a different section off of that is, how do you do the things that you want to do, but you're also holding yourself back, I guess. So to go deeper into that, I 7 months ago realized that I had experienced trauma as a child, and I'd been carrying that through my life. All this background anxiety, major messed up nervous system. Been working through that. So I guess, sometimes day-to-day stuff is tricky for me. Like, it's really hard for me to keep a job right now because my body has always been like this. If it's something I'm not supposed to be doing or don't want to be doing, my body's like, no, 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 no. And I can't physically force myself to do things that I don't want to do. So for example, like right now, my grandpa is in hospice care across the country, and I really want to fly out and see him once he passes. But like, my anxiety and my body is just like, how the hell am I going to sit on a 5.5 hour flight across to see him without freaking out? How do you know when to push and when to, like, because I want to be there, but I just don't know if physically I could do it right now, which sucks. It's like it's been an internal battle the last couple weeks.
Yeah. Okay. So, can you tell me your full name 3 times?
Yes. Alexis Helene Prochko. Alexis Helene Prochko. Alexis Helene Prochko.
Okay. Are you ready?
Hmm.
Okay. So there's a few things that are coming up for you.
Okay.
Um, so one of the things that happens to us when we are traumatized is that one of the aspects of trauma is that we weren't allowed to honor what we really wanted to do in the
Hmm.
experience, right? Um, and this is one of the ways to heal trauma is to self honor above all else, right? And so there's two things that are happening for you. You want to go, but then you want to there's a part of you that does not want to go, right? There's a part of you you want to go, and there's a part of you that's afraid to go.
Yeah.
That's different than not wanting to go. It's afraid to go. So the part of you that's afraid to go, you do not, because it's a part of you, and all parts of you deserve to be loved. There is no part of you that deserves to be shunned. There's
Hmm.
no part of you that deserves to be suppressed. There's no part of you that deserves to be walked over. So what you want to do is you want to get in tune and in touch with the part of you that is afraid, and you want to see what the fear really is. What am I really afraid of here? What am I afraid of? Why am I afraid? Because underneath fear is a message. Almost always, every fear has a message. So the message may be, I'm not safe. The
Hmm.
message may be, something's going to go wrong. The message may be, I won't be loved. No matter, it's all types of things that are under the message. They're
Hmm.
usually, I'm not safe, I won't be well, I'm not going to be loved, things aren't going to work out for me. Those are kind of the three core, actually.
Yeah.
When you get to the core of why you're afraid, the thing is to never really make an act. I do not recommend ever really just going and acting while you're in terror or
Hmm.
fear. You want to do some self-talk. you want to self-talk. Once you understand what the root cause of the fear is, you want to self-talk and say, okay, so I'm afraid maybe what if it's things aren't going to work out for me? Well, have I done something before like this and has something worked out for me? It has. So there's a
Yeah.
possibility that I'm going to be okay here. And things could actually go well for me. There's actually also that possibility, right? And I've seen other people that have done this and they've been okay. And if they've been okay, life loves me. And so I must also have the same opportunity to be okay as them, right? But the key here is that you have to love that part. What's been happening before, and some of the advice I see in your field that you've gotten before, is just to tell that part to shut up.
Yep.
And that when we do, and that's also re-traumatizing a part of yourself,
Hmm.
because trauma, this is also again telling that part you don't get what you want, shut up, you're not important, which is the same thing that happened in the trauma, right?
Yeah.
So we don't want to re-traumatize ourselves, we want to love and connect to ourselves. So connecting to ourselves, which is healing, is tuning in. What am I afraid of here? Why am I afraid? Doing some self talk around it, and then asking that part, we want to do this. How can we do this in a way that will make us feel most safe? So it may be, maybe I need to take something with me. Maybe I need to ask, I need to get a therapy session beforehand and ask a therapist to give me some tools and tips to go on this plane to do this. Maybe I need to ask for some type of medication that can calm me down during this. Maybe that's what will help me. But what knows more than anybody is that part of you.
Yeah.
What do we need? Because this is also the thing about healing trauma, is you begin to ask yourself, your body, your being, what do we most want? What do we most need? Which wasn't honored in the trauma. This is a part of, again, self-honoring. What do we most want? What do we most need? Now, again, fear is a belief. There's a belief, and usually the belief is not true, but it has a history. So I'm not safe. Things aren't going to work out
Hmm.
for me. I won't be loved some type of way. I'll lose everything. When you get that, what do I have to be believing to feel this way? What do I have to, that's another way to get to the root of this. Like, how do I feel? I feel terrified. I feel paralyzed a bit. Okay, so what do I have to believe to feel this way? What do I have to be believing? And then ask that question, and then you'll get to the root of that. And then when you get to what the belief, again, you want to self-talk your way into something that soothes you more. You might not self-talk your way into the opposing belief all the way, right? To the
Hmm.
opposing belief, if I feel that I'm not going to be loved, the opposing belief is I'm lovable no matter what, right? Now I might not be able to walk myself all the way into that, right? In that first
Yeah.
conversation, but I can move myself towards it, right? So I may say, okay, why do I feel unlovable? What's the feeling? Oh, well, they're going to see this or they're going to recognize this. Well, have I been in a space before and people appreciated me and they accepted me? Yeah, they did. That has happened before. That's possible it can happen again. And I don't actually know what they're thinking about me. I don't know. So maybe there's a possibility, right? That this, and so what ends up happening is
Hmm.
that fear softens, right? Now, you may not be able to do this without any fear whatsoever, but you can take it from a 10 that's keeping you to like a 2 that
Hmm.
allows you to move forward and breathe and do this, and then have an experience where, oh wow, when I was at a 10, none of that happened. None of that, what I thought fear happened. And then it begins to build trust in you again, right?
Yeah.
But you're going to have to take steps that build the trust, but you do not take any step without releasing the terror a bit. You've got to release it a bit, right?
Yeah.
I again also would highly recommend, if you haven't, and if you haven't looked into this yet or haven't been, working with a trauma informed therapist.
Oh yeah, I have been for the last 7 months.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So yeah, because
Yep.
there's a difference. There's a difference
Yep,
between
yep.
a therapist and a trauma informed therapist.
Yes.
I
Yep.
would ask them for exercises and tools that you can use when you have a trigger. This is what's happening. There's this particular plane right has triggered the deeper
Mhm,
aspects of the trauma in you. When you have a trigger, ask them for some exercises. I'm giving you one, but there are many
mhm.
other tools for some exercises to help you soothe and release triggers when they've been touched, right?
Okay.
Because the thing I want you to really hear without in this particular part is I don't want you to try and force parts of you to do what they don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's something that is going to make you continue to disconnect from yourself, which is what trauma actually is, disconnection from the self.
Mhm.
It's not what necessarily happened to you. It's what happened made you disconnect from yourself. And when you go away from parts of yourself like that, you're further disconnecting. Now, a part of you wants to go, so you want to honor that part
Yeah.
too, right?
Mhm.
You want to get this part, you want to get these two parts together. And in order to get them together, you have to soothe the part of you that is terrified. You've got to soothe that part. And that's going to require some self-talk. That's going to require some breathing. That's going to require some touching of the body and letting you know that you're here. Also, one of the things I want to leave you with for you specifically, and this is, I want you to touch your body. Now, you don't have to touch it hard, you can do anywhere. But I want you to touch your body when you do this. I got me now. I have me now. I will not leave me. I will not betray me. I will not allow hurt or harm to come to me. I can trust myself with myself now. No matter what happened in my past, I am here for me now, and I am safe with me. That's going to help you, right? You may need to see that over and over and over and over again,
Mhm.
because the thing is, what happened, you just didn't have, there wasn't a way for you to have yourself at that time. You were too young. But now you got you. You know how to
Yeah.
make decisions that will lead you into bliss and fulfillment and safety instead of harm and threat. You know how to say no. You know how to walk away. Let your body know that it can trust you with you. It can trust you with you. And the more you do that, the more you'll find it will relax with your decisions for yourself. That's the thing, one of the things in the belief systems in the mind you need that you're wanting to reconnect to. I can
Okay.
trust myself with me. I got me. I will not abandon or betray me. I will not allow harm to come to me. I have me now. I am safe with me. And once your body knows it is safe with you, it'll relax.
Yeah.
Now, that
Mhm.
also means you got to have you.
Yep. Yep.
So that means you got to communicate your boundaries and honor them. That means you have to stop forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do.
Yes. I'm
That's
getting there in the past couple weeks. Yeah.
so that's you having you. And when the more you do this, and this is a promise, the more you do continue that work of you having you, your body will relax because it will know it doesn't have to brace for you You are the protection. It doesn't need to do it.
Perfect.
Okay. So use
Awesome.
those things. Please talk to your therapist and get those
I will.
extra
Oh, for
tools, because
sure. Yep.
there's a lot of other things that you can do
Hmm.
that will relax the body and bring that part in. Um, and I'll leave you with this. You may also look into, you do not have to do this, especially if it feels overwhelming. You can just put it on the back burner or throw it away.
Hmm.
But you may also look into systems and parts work if
Oh,
you
okay.
haven't already. It's called
Mm-mm.
internal family systems and parts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're doing inner child work as well. So we're doing it all in therapy.
So you're in a good place, trust the
Yeah.
work,
Okay.
but do that. This is the part of loving yourself, the
Hmm.
self-honoring and the self-trusting. This is what is most the calling for you, is to trust yourself with yourself. And you're now the part of the chapter of your healing journey where you have to reconnect to self-trust. And
Yep.
how you connect to self-trust is self-honoring above all else.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Much love and so much thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.